I recently picked up this plane from a friend, and I am new to the world of planes, so I don't know much about them. I know what they do, but as far as how to set them up and how to use one properly, I've never done. So my plan is to restore this first and really understand the parts of it. I've gotten a lot of tools that way, just hand-me-downs from people, and honestly, I'm kind of okay with them needing some work because I like to take it apart and really see how it all works, which really helps me when it comes to using it later. So uh, anyway, I'm going to get you up close and take a good look at this hand plane. I don't know if it's a bench plane or a jack plane. Those are terms that I've heard, but I'm honestly not sure. So this restoration will probably take me a few days because I'm super busy all the time. It's great. I love it. But I am going to show you this plane. We'll take it apart. It's only flathead screws. It's just a few parts. But we got it. You want to see this first before I take it apart. And then the video might help me put it back together in the end. Because, it'll be 2 weeks from now and I'll have to remember how I did that, but fine. Wow. Well, as you can see from all of the shavings, I have been testing this out, and then I realized I wasn't filming because, it's usually just for me. So I tried to adjust this thing, but man, honestly, I am very surprised. First of all, I don't really know what I'm doing. I just kind of set it where I thought it would work. And this is just like a couple-year-old pine, construction grade pine that I got from the hardware store. Yeah, a few years ago. Super warped and knotty. But, I mean, honestly, that's a long ribbon, right? Now, I can say I've heard the talk about the addiction to woodworking, especially when you use hand tools, and oh man, is that satisfying. Oh yeah, I could do that. Not all day. Half the day, maybe. So it does feel grooved, though, I'm imagining, because there's some nicks in the blade, but I guess we'll take care of that. So it just looks like this pops off. I kind of messed with it a little bit earlier. This is the hold down thingy. This is the blade holder inner, which is pretty nice. You may have already picked up on who my favorite YouTuber is. I talk like him all the time now. Thanks, Derek. Talking to you. So this is kind of an interesting mechanism, but watch some YouTube videos now. Watch out. I'm an expert. I think they call this the frog. This is the frog, and I should look to see where it's at currently, even though it's going to be weeks until I get this done anyway. Is there another, where? I mean, my plan, by the way, is to just tear into this thing and... Oh, okay. See what can happen. This handle's pretty busted up. Ooh. Actually, the threads of that are as well. But we could make something. A little lock washer. I don't know how this thing is attached, if I'm being honest. Oh, it is. Is it just this? Oh, it's because I had the second screw still tight. Makes sense. That thing feels kind of sharp. Oh, there's like spider web in there. Cool. $409. Okay. And I'm sure my phone is dead. So that's fine. And that's that. There's the base, I suppose. Made in USA here. Very nice. I mean, I don't know anything about the brands of these, but it feels quality, I can tell you that. Here's the rear handle. It's got a little crack in it there. Maybe I can make something to repair that. Smooth this out a little bit. This one's got... Oof. Dang it. I'll just figure out what to do there. Maybe you can just buy a new one, or... I don't know if that one's worth it. Probably just put it back on. Act like I didn't see it. The blade and in its carrier, I need to figure out the terms for these things. But that's the, top holder downer. Sargent. So let me know, I guess. Is this like old? Is it not as old? Good quality junk? Throw it in the trash. Send it to you in the mail. I don't know, it feels nice. This is like the little angle of the dangle thing. Changes out. So my plan here is I'm going to get some rust remover and soak them, probably, I don't know, sand them down. I think I saw 600 grit, maybe. And then we can level this off. It doesn't look too bad. I mean, obviously it's a little, but it was free. So, looks okay. It looks pretty scored up. That's fine. I'm just going to set that down. And we'll take care of that later. Hopefully, within the next, I don't know, 32 weeks, I can get this done with my schedule. And I can put it back together and give it a shot again. Here's a shot of the board that I was just running it on. I mean, you can't really tell. It's got some grooves in it. You're never going to see anything, I bet. But honestly, it feels pretty good. That's what it looked like before. You can kind of see the before and after. Anyway, so, well, that's going to be a wrap for tonight. And then probably YouTube magic. It'll be whatever the next day is. So hopefully here this weekend we can get this knocked out. Man, who worked in here? Why must everything always be so dirty? I feel like I haven't even been in here at all. This is what happens when you don't pick up when you're down. 11/64. there. Got this Evapo Rust from Hobo Freight here. We got some other stuff. A cheap little tap and die set. And some sandpeppers. All right. Well, Evapo Rust. This doesn't look like it's the safe version. I heard there was a safe version, but this is a lot of warning and first aid and disposal. So we'll make sure to follow those perfectly. Okay, so the plan is I don't really have one. So I brought this to work yesterday. It's a couple days later, by the way, from the last video segment earlier. I took this to work. I have access to a sandblaster there and painted it. I'll get you in to look at this. It turned out really nice. Just painted it black with a rattle can, so that's fine. I heard there's some special paint, I think that's originally on these. But this looks really nice, actually. I just taped off the landing areas here. Taped this off. So this is still just rusty, which we are going to take care of that today. So we need to sand this down flat, and then we need to soak these parts to get the rust off. And it looks like this used to be black as well. I don't think this was. So we'll get these parts soaked. And I also need to fix the threads on here, which is why I got the tap and die set. Yeah, it's not. These don't look very good. But so I'm going to get a container so I can get these soaking. Then we'll worry about sanding this. I got several different grits here. I don't have stones, but I heard that you can do it with sandpaper as well, and a little bit of a window cleaner. So I'm going to try that. And then we'll probably sand these down, refinish them. But let's find a container. Little rag here. Well, so I found an old tripod, so that's why we got the new angle. I'll bring you in and we can fill this up. My battery is about to die again, so that's great. I'm going to try to do this quickly. So, got this Evapo Rust. It's supposed to take stuff away. Skin, eye irritation, avoid. Okay. I'm just going to dump these in there. Let's just load this in here. This stuff flat. Definitely want to wear gloves when you use this. At least I think that's what it says. Perfect, it doesn't cover that. We'll just have to do some rotation. Because you can put it back in the bottle, it says, and reuse it. Nice. Cost effective. I guess we'll just set it right there, let it do its thing. And then we'll take care of this. Which I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see that, but turned out really nice. Looks very good. We just got to take care of all this. But I'm probably going to have to charge my phone first because it's almost dead. So there's that. So while those are soaking, it says at least 30 minutes, but up to forever, I guess, depending on how bad the rust is. I am going to take care of this. I'm going to sand this down so it's a nice new finish. And they say you want to do this on a surface that is perfectly flat in order to maintain the integrity of the machine surface here. So like a block of marble, they say, or a piece of glass, thick glass, some surface that you know is flat. And I don't have any of those, so I'm going to do the right thing and use this scrap piece of 3/4 inch plywood that I have that I'm pretty sure is pretty flat. I mean, it's gotta be, right? So that's what we're gonna do. I mean, it looks pretty dang flat to me. I have from Hobo Freight, I've got some 600, some 1000, and 1200. I think you only need to do the 600 on the base. Kind of my plan here is I hope to just clamp this sheet of paper down and then maybe hopefully it doesn't just rip immediately. And I see that this is, clearly not big enough. But even just a couple passes already does quite a bit of work. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah. There's a lot of nicks and dings right here. That'll take a lot to work through. Seems pretty good. It seems to be wearing mostly in the middle here. This side doesn't look like it's really had any contact yet. It's probably because this sheet is not big enough for what I'm doing. Even if I go this way, trying to keep even pressure. People are probably screaming at me right now. I'm probably ruining this forever and ever. Ooh, I don't know, that feels really nice. If I'm being honest. Should have my air gun. Yep, I'd have to pump up the compressor, and that's loud. Let's, just seems like we're getting full on this. Let's turn. Let's try this way, maybe. Side. This. Some more tricks in there. Oh, that is so smooth. Oh, I don't want to do that. Now, new plan. Let's try to take two perfectly lined up together. Let's try some of these. Maybe I can just go like that. Ah, okay. So it is definitely hitting the middle much more than the edges. This is actually, now that I'm looking at it, it's got quite a hump right there in the middle, which is why it's, only sanding that part down. So I'll do this for the next 4,000 years and get back to you. Let's try the sides. That looks pretty good. Okay, so I've been working on this for quite a while now, and unfortunately, as you can see, or not see, I don't know. So it's working mostly just in the center area here and not so much on the edges. So I grabbed my combo square, which I put this up on my table saw, which I know is true, and this is flat against that. And when I have this against here, once again, you probably can't see from there, but there is a significant gap here on the back side. So this is pretty humped. So 600 grit is never going to get me there. So probably what I would need to do is get a much coarser grit, get an actual true flat surface, and really grind this thing down until it's flat, and then work my way back up through the grits. So for now, I'm just going to leave it how it is. It does look way better anyway. I did the sides as well. I'll have to do that at a later time, but for now, I mean, it's still better than it was, right? And I can tell you that I am not currently crafting fine furniture for customers. I just build easy stuff. For now, we're going to call that good. Move this. If I could just leave that up there. I think I'm going to turn my attention now to these parts. They've been soaking. Whoops. They've been soaking now for probably an hour or so. I can tell they already look a little better. I'm going to get another one of these containers with water, transfer them over. I probably will put some gloves on for this. Get a little brush and see what we can do. All right. These ones are inside out. Okay. Look quite a bit better, really. So I have, these are brass brushes, I imagine. Should be fine. Now, I know I'm not getting crazy in depth with this restoration. I just wanted to spruce it up a little bit, you know, and mostly, like I said the other day, mostly just like to take this stuff apart and really get a feel for how it works. This already looks way better, I can tell you that. I'm already pretty pleased. Now I could probably let, especially like this one, there's a few spots yet. I could probably, number one, scrub harder. Number two, I could probably let those soak more. I'm just gonna keep turning this one around. Yeah, the threads on this are just not good. You probably can't see. Focus is probably not happening. But pretty boogered up. I'm just gonna keep scrubbing away. You can watch. Or not. If I fast forward through this. And on this one, it's probably the dirtiest. Some other information that I figured out is that this is stamped 409. However, that is a 14-inch base. So I was told that makes this a 414 because it's a number 4. It's 14 inches in length. I think I got some of that on my lips. I'm just now tasting. Should I go take care of that so I don't die? Yeah, let's do that. This here piece is 600 clamps. Well, this is the iron. I don't want to get too crazy here, but I do plan on sharpening this as well. Just kind of wanted to. This has got a little hump. Got a lot of different angles going on. This thing is just pretty rough. I think maybe I can flatten these surfaces. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to work on the handles a little bit. No, I need to get all these dried off and oiled. That's what we'll do. I need to get the knife sharpened. I need to sand. Down the handles. So I got all the parts dried off and then coated them with some very special oil, which is whatever I put in this Palmolive bottle years ago and marked it 5W20. Seems to work pretty good. Got everything coated in oil. I then sanded the handles down 120 and then 220. I washed them in mineral spirits and then put a Danish oil on them for a finish. So I just need to assemble this and sharpen the blade is all I have left. We'll get going on that. I'll probably put this all together because I don't think I'm quite ready to sharpen this yet. I've got it set up, but we'll get this assembled and then go from there. See if I can remember how to put this back together now. If I remember correctly, it was right about there. Really interested to see if this handle really goes back together. Oh, and I lost some more wood on this. I was trying to see if I could fix it, glue it back together, and it all fell off, so it's unfortunate. But maybe I can come up with something like that. And this gets the washer in there. Can say that this is already looking really good. Even though it's not finished. Far from perfect. Plenty more I could do. But I think I'm gonna think about sharpening this blade a little bit more, make sure I've got everything, and then we'll get sharpening. Okay, well, I did a few things off camera because my phone was dead. This is my surprise face. I got my phone charged back up, and while it was charging, I sharpened the blade. Now, all I did was I had this board here, and I went 600, 1,000, 1,200. This is the 1,200 here. I just had the blade by itself, just kind of found the angle, I use this. This is actually for running a clay bar on a vehicle. So it's just a lubrication spray. Sprayed the sandpaper, got it wet, and then I just ran that 600,000, 1200 until it got really sharp, in which it did get really sharp. Let's see if I can show you it all. I don't know how the camera is going to pick this up, but turned out mirror finish, very, very sharp. So I still don't know what I'm doing. I'm sure you've picked up on that, but let's see if I can. So what I'm going to try to do real quick, I don't really have a lot of I don't really have the right setup to run a plane, actually. I need some good clamping and different things, which hopefully we can make soon. I do have, though, this hunk of live edge cedar that a friend gave to me. Actually, the same person that gave me that gave me this on the same day. So what I'm going to attempt to do here is at least clamp this down a little bit. And I realize that this is not desirable. I just want to see if it'll cut. This is like just barely not enough. So I suppose extend that a little bit. Almost. Barely. A little bit there. Not quite. More maybe. Okay. Those are pretty thick. This cedar smells amazing. Now it's jumping a lot, it looks like. So in another video, I'm going to learn how to actually use this. I'm sure a lot of you are cringing right now. Just like, what are you doing, boy? What are you doing? Ruining that nice piece of wood. Look at the color on that. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I could smell that all day. All day. All I can say is that I'm really impressed with how this looks. I didn't know really what to expect. The bottom needs to be actually flattened out. It's got a hump in the middle. It's kind of deflected out that way and that way. So I'd have to get an actual flat surface and good paper or whatever to straighten that out. But other than that, it looks really nice. Pretty happy. And maybe in the next video or one of the next videos, I will learn how to use this properly. Kind of mess with the adjustments and whatnot, but I'll have to figure out how to really run this thing. That'll do it. Thanks for watching. You know, hit the buttons and the things down below, if you would, please. Maybe we'll do another one of these. It's pretty nice. Now I gotta clean it.